We are now live.
Hello, world.
World sucks. Sorry, world. My name is Ariana. I am your kind and benevolent DM who could really use a nap. So if I yawn a lot,
Kind
my
and
apologies.
benevolence.
We have Michelle here.
I play Ine-sam'dau or Inez, or Trogdor the Burninator, whichever you want it to be, and I am a svirfneblin dragon oracle.
Yay, svirfneblin.
Yup.
Swooble gobble.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Mm-hmm. Base drop, cucumber, wub wub.
You also are currently playing so-and-so.
Yes. Who is our kobold who accidentally fell in love with our druid. He was meant to die. He will never die. He will just continue pining after the druid forever.
He might die eventually because he's not leveling up with everybody else.
Nope. He is just, indestructible.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see about that.
Mm-hmm.
We also have Zeke here.
Hi. Sorry. I was working on a project of mine for school real fast, namely installing stuff. I play Adin. He's our sorcerer. He likes to shoot things, shoot lightning, and if we're in town, hit up the bar.
And to open doors.
Yes. Open all the doors.
School also recently started here for Zeke and Mia, so
Hi.
if they sound dead, it's because school. Although it's only the
Hey, I'm
third
alive.
day,
I'm
so
alive. Well, I'm fine. I have done my work properly. Mia has been working ahead into next week already.
No, I haven't.
Mom says you have been.
Not yet.
yet nearly.
That's
Anyways,
Tonight, don't work more than 2 days ahead.
this is Mia.
Yeah, well, here in the next little bit, I'll be working 2 days ahead because that will get into next week. Because I have to get the next class period ready. Anyways, hi, I'm Mia. I play Sorin, the dhampir, druid, previously mentioned, being in love with the kobold, which is causing issues and much entertainment.
Mostly with his cat, who does not understand why her human is dating lunch.
Yes, he is usually outclassed by his animal companion, Cubla, the snow leopard, who mainly is here because she's hungry and bored, and that's not a good combination in a girl. I don't care what species.
Facts.
And we have Will.
Yes, hi. I play Zinra, the half-orc barbarian. That's about all you really need to say.
She's very important in this group full of squishy squish. Because she goes
And
out
cat.
and squishy squishes instead of being squishy squish.
I also have, HP of all three combined?
Something like that.
When you factor in DR, you probably do.
Probably. We are officially moving into the exciting bits of our new module as we're going out and visiting a bunch of farms. But before we get to that, last time we were moving from the site of our last adventure, which was New Sarshell, and we came to Ruinspoke, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was some random things that happened on the travel over. I made use of my Deco random traveling events, and it was entertaining. I quite liked the one where all emotions were multiplied by 10. That one was fun.
Especially when we got through it reasonably okay until Darvan made a pun. And I think Sorin, bowled him over or something. And then they both ended up in there.
Yeah.
Let me look at my summary. Okay.
I don't know how Darvan fell in, but he did.
Oh, there was the group of adventurers who argued about a box. And then there was the raven who stole Darvan's coin pouch. Sorin was a really good cook. And everybody found out he's 144 years old. And then there wasn't any wildlife, and Cubla was complaining about it a lot, loudly to everyone. And then suddenly there was a stag, and Saerenrae and Cubla just went, nope, don't go anywhere. And Sorin was like, holy cow, I can Iron Chef like the top Iron Chefs. And then there was accidentally a cooking competition. And Sorin got another nat 20, and is like, hey, I am the best there ever was. Adin set his on fire a lot.
Lots.
There was the
It was actually
emotion.
kind of a predictable thing for Aiden, wasn't it?
Kinda was. The emotion area. Darvan got really irritated at Cubla, who raged. And then they got out of the cloud, and everybody was like, what? And Sorin was like, it's mushroom spirits. And everybody's like, what? Then there was the butterflies in the middle of the night. And they just wanted the worms. And then they got to Ruin Spoke. They got to Ruin Spoke, and there was an assistant dragonborn who was like, you're here! Come see the Lord of the Town! We've been waiting for you! And you guys are like, what? And then you went to spoke to the Lord of the Town, and he went, what? And you guys went, what, back, because you're not who he was looking for. And he's like,
And we also are not very good at charisma-based rolls.
He was,
No.
well, I don't think you guys rolled for anything.
No, but the what sounds like failure.
Yeah, well, they're just accurate. And then he was like, welp, since you're here anyways, want to go look at stuff? And you're like, okay, we'll go look at stuff. And so you guys are going out to go look at stuff. And you guys decided that the first place you wanted to go to was the one that had the most being taken from the town, or taken from the farm, where they had put out some traps, and the traps hadn't worked. Because you guys wanted to see if maybe you could find out more about what it was. So you were headed towards that farm. And the farms were fairly close together, if I remember right.
Walk away, but they were also pretty close together.
Yeah.
Plus, Sorin also was like, hey, can we get horses? Or even just one horse for the short one?
So yeah, you guys got horses, are gonna get paid, he gave you some stuff that gives you free time at the baths and things like that. Rooms,
Sorin
board,
was happy.
that kind of stuff. So you guys are headed towards the farm belonging to House Ebeg. Let me scroll. Scrolling.
Scrolling.
Okay, so you are headed towards the farm, and as you approach the farm, you hear a commotion. So I imagine you guys kind of approach cautiously. I won't make you guys roll anything, but if you say you barge in, it'll do one thing. If you say you approach cautiously, it'll do another. Darvan's all for the cautious, but y'all don't listen to him anyways. He knows.
Cubla's all for the cautious.
I'm for the set it on fire. No, Inez is not going to set
Darvan's like, let's find out what's going on first before we set things on fire.
Let's figure out what's going on, and then we set it on fire.
I only set bad things on fire. Give me some credit.
Sorin's like, of course, pat.
Darvan's like, maybe not screech and let everything in the area know we're here. So as you guys approach, unlike the other dwellings you have seen around Ruinspoke, this property looks more like a barracks than a farmhouse. It is squat, sturdily built, and seems capable of surviving anything from a harsh winter storm to a small siege. The quality construction is seemingly being put to the test, as a number of reptilian humanoids are currently swarming over the front and sides of the building, stabbing at the shuttered windows and barred doors with long pikes. Two more important-looking kobolds stand further back, observing the attack and chattering excitedly to one another in their sibilant tongue. One carries a battle axe and wears plate armor, while the other hefts a mace and nervously fingers a holy symbol of Tiamat. Does anybody speak Draconic?
Someone leans over to so-and-so. What are they saying?
So-and-so speaks Draconic.
Anybody else?
I don't know if Inez does or not, I can't remember.
Sorin doesn't.
Nope.
Okay, so you would need to sneak a little bit closer. I'd have you roll a sneak roll if you want to be able to tell. At this point, you can tell they're speaking Draconic.
Yeah.
You'd need to get a little bit closer to be able to tell what they're saying.
No, Inez is their language, is never common. So and so will attempt to sneak. I'm not sure that he can sneak, but he will try.
Sorin's watching.
Nope.
So, let me roll. Oh.
Oh. Wow. Yeah.
So-and-so has stepped forward away from the group. I imagine everybody else kind of huddled. Well, not huddled, but stayed back. So-and-so has stepped forward and, like, trips on a rut in the road or something and falls with a crash. Well, not a crash. I think he's got leather armor. He falls into a bush.
What?
Crunch. And the, let me turn off Fog of War, because in this one we don't really need it. Now that we're here.
There we go.
So-and-so gets the attention of the chieftain right here, as well as pretty much everybody except for the three that are actively bashing on the house. Now, my question for so-and-so right now. Has he been traveling with his hood up or down? Because you guys are away from the town. He doesn't have to hide who he is like he does in the town.
Probably down.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one steps forward, and so-and-so can tell that he is in charge. He looks like one of he looks like a chieftain. And as you were sneaking close, you did catch a little bit of what they were talking about. The chieftain and the war priest were talking to each other about whether they should try and burn the house down in order to force the dragonborn inside to come out or not. The war priest was like, "Do you think the blue goddess prefers her meat raw or cooked? Because if it doesn't matter, I could just burn it." And the chieftain's like, she might wish to kill her son. And then you made loud, crashy noises, and they just kind of whipped around to stare at you. And the chieftain goes, "You're not one of our tribe. Are you, let's see.
So-and-so get hopped up. Okay? Sorry, guys. Me and my servants here, we're just passing through.
You are not part of the knee-knickers."
No. My tribe got wiped out by some passing adventurers, and I enslaved these people and got the fuck out.
Roll a bluff.
This is my story, and so is so bad at everything. There's just no point in not trying. While you're figuring out whether or not I lied well enough right now, I gotta go get some tea, otherwise I'm gonna die.
Tea!
Damn it.
No.
It was worth a shot.
Let me roll one more. Not a single one of those kobolds is fooled. However, I think I'm going to roll something else to see what part they disbelieve. Okay. While we're waiting, let's have everybody roll initiative. Let me get the turn tracker open. Okay. But everybody work on rolling initiative, because it's something that we're going to need to have.
Wow, Cubla.
Nap time.
Clearly.
Damn
She's like
character.
so excited that it's lunch, she's falling asleep.
Look at all the lunches! And these ones she might be allowed to eat. Okay, this
Man.
this one.
Roll again and change to the first roll.
What?
What?
I forgot to click on the token.
Oh.
You can change it yourself, too.
Kobold's rolling fast as all hell.
Cubla rolling really badly. Sorin rolling not entirely much better. Let it go.
Let
Okay.
it go.
Did so-and-so creatively die yet?
Not yet. However, nobody believes him. We're rolling initiative.
Fine.
And there were two different directions I could have gone with how they disbelieved him, and I rolled to decide which one it was.
Okay. Hey,
Um,
he made an attempt. That's all that can be said.
Yeah. So the kobolds.
Ari,
Yes.
can Cubla roll stealth first? She would have rolled stealth before anyway.
Yes.
The-
Go ahead.
That was a 10.
I will have to
Actually,
disappear
I will.
again.
I will use
When-
the perception from when they were disbelieving. Okay, so she is stealthed.
Stealthy!
How do I apply a thing to a person?
You click
click
on
the
the
person.
icon first.
Okay. I'm just gonna do it again.
You can also change it back.
Or you
It's
can keep
close
that one.
Yeah, it's close enough. Where am I? That's a better question. Alright.
You're so small you can't even find yourself?
Pretty much.
Okay, everybody is rolled.
Yep.
Yep.
So the kobolds disbelief part of what you say.
Okay.
They believe you when you say that these are your prisoners, although they're wondering how you have cowed these obviously dangerous people to come with you.
Mm-hmm.
However, they do believe that you are of the rival clan and you're just hiding it.
Well,
And the chieftain snarls and he says, "You lie! You are part of the filthy..." What did I say? Knee biters?
Yeah.
No, knee knockers. Because these are skull biters. You are of the filthy knee knocker clan. You'll learn the goddess will love us best, and that she will destroy all of you. She will choose us. And I think we shall take your slaves and give them to her ourselves. Attack!
Oh, and so it's like, you need therapy, man.
It wasn't so long ago he was a lot like them. The power of love mellows you out.
No, I'm pretty certain so-and-so is, the kind that hopelessly falls in love with people randomly.
And he's not real good at his job. You could even say he's only so-and-so.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just like, I think we have therapists. You should try that.
Sorin's over in the back trying not to die.
They probably have physical therapists in that you try and hit each other until you feel better. Mm. So, 2 of the kobolds will stay next to the house, keeping the doors pinned down so that the dragonborn inside don't come out. Mm-hmm. This first guy is one of them. The kobold chieftain will run forward, and let me read his...
And roll a 79 against AC.
Actually, he will not move forward.
How dare.
Well, he's gonna do a different thing.
A thing that is different.
Actually, he's going to back up a few steps so that he can do his thing. So he'll go 1, 2, 3. No. Burst 2. He'll go here. He'll go into the tree. He's not hiding. He is yelling at the people with him and to fight on, you slugs! And that is the name of the ability.
Okay.
So each of the kobold allies within range will get +4 on their next attack roll. So he snarls that out in Draconic at his people, and they just kind of act like they're used to being called slugs. Adin, it is your turn. I will note that at the moment they think you guys are slaves. They're going to focus on so-and-so. So if you'd like to hold your turn, you can do so.
So-and-so's full of shit.
Aiden's going to participate in some acting and not do anything.
Okay. Do you want to just stand there? Do you want to yell out something?
They'll just stand there.
Okay. So you're gonna hold.
I'm not feeling creative tonight.
Holding your turn, or is that all you're doing this turn?
Holding turn.
Okay.
Bye, Michelle.
Hello again. Sorry.
So-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
It is your turn.
When Roll20 loads again, I will get him to attack something.
If there's anything within range to attack.
They're all kind of way back there.
Yeah, I know. So, what did he say? Fight on, you what?
Slugs.
Oh, okay. So-and-so is going to be like, is that how you encourage your troops in your clan? My war priest would definitely be yelling, fight on, you pixie-headed cunts!
The war priest just goes, I didn't say that. He did.
Sorry.
Good God, so-and-so.
Was terrible. What on earth is going on tonight? At least it's not critical.
he yelled at?
Depends on how he
Draconic
rolled.
or
Pardon?
Let's see.
did he yell that in Draconic or whatever?
Yeah.
The chieftain would know. The chieftain and the war priest would know common. The other ones only know Draconic, and you know that that's fairly common in the Kobold.
Anyways, when that fails, he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Luckily, it is not a dramatic failure because they actually rolled
Soren's
lower.
intimidated, but then again, he didn't know what you said either.
Right.
So it just sounded like.
He's
Except for the last one, that one's in common.
Yeah. Okay, anyways.
So they just blink at you.
Yeah, I know.
Could it be the dialect differences?
Probably you said.
He probably said something really entertaining.
Probably was like you frisky heads of cauliflower.
Yeah. Anyways, there's his attempt at an attack, and then he's done.
Just misses.
Okay.
It just like whistles past the other kobold's head. He will.
Okay.
It is actually his turn.
Okay.
So he kind of blinks and jerks back a little bit, then snarls and slashes at you. Actually, these guys are actually carrying pikes, which are reach weapons.
Reach weapons are both really cool and really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
So he will back up a step, and he will slash at you.
Okay.
That is a 14 versus AC.
Doesn't hit.
He is shifty, so as a minor, he will back up another step.
Okay. Cool.
Looks around, kind of lost at all this. Since none of you know Draconic, actually, you probably don't know that you're supposed to be slaves.
Yep.
But he will also... They're not attacking the group. Comes around the
blast
thing. So, if any of you are looking at him, you see a rather familiar gesturing of hands.
Sorin sighs deeply.
This kobold piker is going to stay here. He's going to keep pounding on the door, trying to get in it, both of them. I'll say that in a few rounds they will make it in if they are not stopped. The war priest, who is at the moment staring at so-and-so, trying to figure out what kind of insult that was supposed to be.
Yep. He's trying.
He will, let's see, range 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, he can hit so-and-so from here. He will raise his hand. It's a range 10 spell. Well, that's what so-and-so gets for running forward and falling and drawing a bunch of attention to himself.
He wasn't trying to. He was actively trying to sneak.
So he snarls a spell under his breath. And it is versus reflex.
Okay.
13.
My reflex hopefully is better than that. Sorry, I have Inez's stuff.
It
up
probably
right
is because that was before I started dropping the saves by a lot.
No.
So a spell kind of slams into him, but
I hate to tell you that my reflex base is 13 at the moment, so whatever I roll will make it more than that,
Yeah,
assuming
no.
that...
You're good.
Yeah.
Well, roll to see if it's a 1.
Yeah.
It's not a 1.
Not a 1.
Definitely not a 1.
From the corner of his eye, so-and-so sees a gray burst of something coming at him, and he ducks it, and it misses him, and the war priest swears. He actually has much better curses than the chieftain. He is not calling so-and-so a slug, that's for sure. Then he is going to come around this way and go, holy shit, there's a human there. And he will back up a couple of steps.
So-and-so's slaves are very well trained.
Okay, and that's the end of his turn. Sorin, it is your turn. So-and-so is under attack. You have no
Sounds
clue
like-
what's going on, but
crap.
so-and-so is under attack.
So-and-so, what's going on?
They think I'm from a rival clan because they're dumb shits.
Do not try to fool us, filthy knee knocker.
He
That's
listens
still in Draconic? Or-
and repeats, dumb shits.
That was in common.
Yeah.
Someone's like, the what?
The knee.
What now?
Shut up, slave.
Or slave? Apparently.
Hey,
Just stand there, shut up, and wait to be taken to our goddess for sacrifice.
What goddess?
I have no idea. What?
I'm asking him. He clearly knows.
The blue goddess, she of the sky. Just shut up. That's about all the time you get to talk to him on your turn.
Yeah. I'm trying to decide which way he's gonna go. Let's see. Or it's just gonna be like, hi. 1, 2, 3.
I
He
think
waves.
so-and-so has decided that this clan of kobolds, no matter what they are, I know you said they're skull biters, he's now renamed them dumb shits. The clan of dumb shits.
Anything else you would like to do, Soren?
Nope, it's just gonna stand there.
Alright. This kobold piker is going to
Attack so-and-so.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is just going to come up here. That's as far as he can get. Zenra, it is your turn.
Yes, let's see. 40. And,
We're just first down the road.
that's about as far as I can go.
And
That
now you
works.
throw your breaker.
Oh yeah.
Anything else for you?
No, that's about it. Can't really do much else.
Inez, what you really should
Intimidate.
do is like grab onto Zenra, and then you can move forward from her square.
Probably. Yeah, I guess probably intimidate.
Okay.
Shows how to really intimidate.
Yes!
Oh dear.
Okay, let me see. This one. This one. And this one. The pikers came close, but nobody beats your intimidate. So,
How do you want to intimidate an entire clan of kobold?
You are Zenra.
Mm-hmm. man, we were talking about giving her just a passive intimidation. True passive perception. I'll take the passive intimidation.
So how would you like to intimidate?
Just take the Earthbreaker while roaring, just smash into the ground.
They're like, oh shit, you're bigger than most. They're like, oh shit, that's bigger than most of the things we've been facing lately. And they'll all take -2 on their next roll.
I'm now picturing them doing the... Sorin pops up and they're like, oh, that's a scrawny thing. And Zenra pops up and they're like, what the heck?
Zenra charges out from behind the angle of the cart, roaring, and they're like, oh shit! It's like,
Like you do.
another kobold. A human. Something that looks like a human. Oh shit!
Oh god, what is that?
What have we done?
Oh shit, that's a big hammer.
This kobold piker will, after the chieftain glares at him, scooch forward a step. Actually, that's going to be his minor action using Shifty. And he is going to attack Zenra.
10-foot reach. Or
Yeah, they have pikes.
Yes. Actually,
He gets a +2.
he gets a +4.
He gets a +4, but he got
Oh, yeah.
impeded, so he gets -2. So he gets +2.
He is actually going to ready an action to make a basic melee attack against a foe that enters a square adjacent to it.
And not attack.
And not attack. So that is the end of his turn. Cubla, you are currently stealthed.
Actually, can Inez actually hold on to Zenra? Zenra, do you care?
Oh yeah, we did
It'd be
forget about
fine.
Inez.
We could say that that's something you guys... Because I know you guys talked about using Cubla before, but Zenra would also be a pretty good option.
Yeah.
I just asked because one of the things I want to do to you before we start getting into combat is I want to give you Instrument of Agony again, and I have to be on top of you in order to do that.
That's the only way we're gonna get close enough to the weapon.
Let's say that...
Yeah.
What if you were, like, maybe sitting on her shoulder as you guys had been traveling? Or something?
Okay. Something like that.
Something like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Something or other that means you are right there.
Right. Because I'll hop off as soon as I, get my turn, but
'Kay.
I want to be able to get there and give it to you.
Yeah. Cubla! You are currently stealthy.
and there's a bunch of lunch up in the field ahead.
There is a bunch of lunch that you are allowed to eat.
And just kind of crouches there and waits.
That's the closest she could get.
Yeah.
Okay. This kobold piker will continue smashing on the door. This is the second round that he's been doing so. The kobold chieftain...
Hey, I have a question.
Okay.
We went through everybody, and yet somehow I didn't complete my turn.
Did you click on her when you rolled?
Yep.
She's on there.
Yep.
That's weird. Maybe I accidentally double-clicked. Ines, your turn.
Thank
Also, Adin, you held your turn, and before we move.
Got on that.
Yeah.
So,
Also, Zenra, you have your Drake.
okay. So, since I assume you are not going to try and resist me doing this, Zenra, your weapon now has this.
Ooh.
It will last for 4 minutes.
That's the first round of battle.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And then, since I'm not going to try and do a move, can I do a passive spell on myself as my second kind of thing?
Yeah.
I would like to cast Comprehend Languages on myself.
Okay. So you now understand everything that's being said.
Right. Thank you. And that's all Inez wanted to do, but yeah.
Right now, it's a lot of swearing in Draconic.
Yep.
Lots of referring to people.
Is it like Matic?
Not
Is
nearly
it
as.
as Matic?
No, they're kind of repetitive, actually.
Oh, okay.
But there is an impressive amount of it, even if it's not very exciting. Aiden, would you like to move forward at this point, since everybody else has?
Sure. So,
From what you can see at the moment, you can definitely see the piker that is facing off with so-and-so. You can see the war priest. And you can kind of see that there's a mess beyond the wagon.
what is cover?
What?
Huh?
Everyone else has moved. Aiden takes move.
Okay. Anything else you would like to do?
Oh, is it still my turn for that?
You held your turn.
Okay, hell.
Is he going to shoot a thing?
He's going to shoot the guy at the door.
Okay.
If my freaking...
This guy?
Which one? Yeah.
Okay.
Twang. Nope.
It thuds solidly into the door. The kobold hisses in surprise. And whirls around to glare at you.
Aiden winks.
The kobold is confused.
Now I'm just picturing him do flirty faces.
Okay, so... Do you want your Drake to do anything? Or is he sitting this one out?
I forgot all about the Drake, actually. Also, doesn't help that my turn order is covering him up, so I forgot all about that.
He hisses sadly.
I guess,
Forgotten.
Kind of like
I guess he's
Well,
probably setting it out right now. Sitting it out.
Okay. So, it just curls up in a safe spot somewhere over there. The chieftain...
Alright, I should mention that my Comprehend Languages spell doesn't allow me to speak the language, it just allows me to understand the literal words of it. So if they're saying, he's embarrassed and they say his ears are on fire, all I understand is his ears are on fire.
Okay. Chieftain is going to come up here and he's going to ready an attack if somebody moves next to him. Aiden, it's your turn.
Click, click, reload.
Okay.
Twang. Same guy.
This time you hit. It snarls and jerks back with a hiss of pain as your crossbow bolt grazes its arm, leaving behind a nasty gouge. It shakes its pike at you.
Aiden winks again.
It looks confused. Anything else you would like to do, Aiden?
He's enjoying the reaction of the wink from the wink.
I
as
can
you
tell. Anything else for you? Hello?
Who are we talking to?
Did I lose you?
So, did Aiden
Oh, okay.
understand the entire? These are like the knee knocker thing, or
He heard part, because they did mention that in common, so he would have heard that.
but he wouldn't know what it meant. So,
It sounds like there must be another group of kobolds, maybe? Since they think so-and-so is part of them. And from the little that you heard that they said in common, the two of them, the two groups, these guys and the other guys that they think so-and-so is part of, are vying for the attention of a goddess. That's pretty much all you understood from what they said. Between all the swearing.
Aiden doesn't do anything else.
Okay. So-and-so, it is your turn.
So-and-so is going to do something probably unintelligent again, but he's going to walk over here and slash at this guy again.
Okay.
But after he does that, he's going to attempt sleight of hand, I think.
Okay.
We'll see how his attack goes.
Poorly.
Usually.
Thank you.
Sorin is closer, though. Hey, he hits.
Yeah,
And
buddy!
it's hard.
And for a chunk of damage.
Yeah!
His sword tears out a big chunk of skin. The kobold hisses.
Sorin claps.
So-and-so's like,
knee knocker.
So-and-so's like, what do I have to do to explain to you I'm not a knee knocker, you dumb shit? and
Sorin's like, wait, is that actually their tribal name?
it is now!
The chieftain looks offended. The pikers just look confused.
Yeah, and then he's going to attempt a sleight of hand. Not fantastic, but what he wants to do is steal the... Does he have pants on? Please tell me he has pants on.
Sure.
Alright, he wants to take his belt off.
The other kobold notices and jerks back and goes, "What are you doing, you pervert?"
So it's just like, wow.
Now that these ones Sorin speak only Draconic.
Yeah.
It's only the chieftain and the war priest that are speaking common sometimes. Don't
Cool.
touch me! It screeches at so-and-so.
So-and-so's like, I'll happily not touch you. Stop attacking like the idiot you are!
Anything else for you, so-and-so?
Nope, he's good.
Well, it's that piker's turn.
Mm-hmm.
And it is super unhappy with you.
Mm-hmm.
And it rolled a 1.
It will, as a minor, shift back a square.
Mm-hmm.
And it will slash at you with its pike.
It isn't technically 10 feet away from me at this point, though.
Okay, fine. It will go there.
Thank you.
21 versus AC!
It does hit.
So it jabs its pike into so-and-so and deals 11 points of damage right back.
Alright, cool.
And then it's going to actually come back towards these other kobolds and kind of bunch up in a group back there with them.
Oh, good. This is my favorite thing ever, said Inez.
Well, they haven't actually seen her yet. There's been lots of other things to pay attention to. Darvan! How long does
I was
Darvan's...
about to ask, What is that square?
It's a it's a blast rune because Darvan. I need to see how long those last. Actually, it used to be just one round, but I think it's more now.
We've been playing like it lasts forever, it feels like.
Lasts a
Well,
number
that
of
also
rounds equal to your cleric level, or until discharged. He is going to concentrate for a moment and emit a deflection aura. So 20 feet around him. And let me actually pull this up so we can see. Did that work? Can you guys see that?
What?
What?
The aura around Darvan?
No.
Yeah.
It's like a yellow circle.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
Weird.
definitely not.
Let me try the other one. No!
Yes!
Don't freeze! Let me try that one. Can you guys see the turquoise one?
Nope.
Oh well, so I guess only I can see it. So I'll tell you who's in it at any given time. The deflection aura gives a +2 bonus to things. AC. So +2 to AC for anybody within the circle, which right now is Cubla, Saerenrae, and Sorin.
Right.
What about Adin over here?
And Adin. And Inez. Everybody but so-and-so.
Okay.
Yeah, because so-and-so's way the heck down here.
So,
Hey, I was
plus
trying.
+2 to AC.
Where did Zeke go?
Zeke?
Zeke!
Yes.
You're still in the voice
You
chat. You
Oh,
poof,
okay.
poof
You
from
dropped
Roll20.
out of Roll20 for a sec.
I tried refreshing.
And then he's going to back away to try and draw the war priest towards his blast room.
Does he, like, do a neener face?
Yeah.
Yes. He does.
He
like, sticks his-
dance.
He sticks his thumbs in his ears, waggles his hands around, and sticks his tongue out. Goes, "Meh."
Such a beacon of maturity, Darvan.
He flips Aiden off.
Aiden winks.
Darvan is confused.
Aiden, are you just flirting with everything?
I don't
Is
know
that what's
why.
going on?
It's funny to me.
The kobold piker decides to ignore Aiden and continues pounding on the door. He's been doing so for 2 rounds. The war priest, however, will turn his attention to Aiden, who appears to be more dangerous than the cleric, who is just making faces.
That's a valid assumption.
He will cast his hand out at you, and darts of purple-looking magic shoot at you. This is versus Fortitude. That is a 16 versus AC.
Versus Fortitude.
Versus Fortitude.
I'm gonna get Aiden's page open. It's closed after I bumped refresh. And Roll20 hates me.
Yep. Roll20 is very slow sometimes.
Like right now.
It's like, nope. I think it's nap time.
Oh, it feels so much like nap time. I had a headache tonight, so...
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So I roll a Fortitude save.
Yes.
1.
So, it successfully hits you. You take 8 points of damage, and you will have ongoing 5 poison damage until you can save. So at the beginning of your next turn, you'll take 5 poison damage. At the end of your next turn, you can roll a save.
Etc., etc.
So on and so forth. And it laughs at you.
Adin grimaces from the hit, turns to the war priest,
Winks.
and blinks. And then winks.
The war priest is confused.
The bumble plus stairs.
Pretty much. Sorin, it is your turn. At the moment, you feel a rush of something protecting you, probably coming from Darvan. You've felt this before. You know that it is a limited area effect. Everybody knows this. Adin knows that it was hitting him, and then Darvan backed off and it's no longer hitting him.
Wouldn't have saved him.
No.
Because
it was...
dumb.
What?
Darvan is a dumb.
No, he was trying to get the war priest to run into his blast rune.
Sorin's like,
So there's a whole cluster of kobolds.
There's a lot going on.
Yep, and so-and-so's over there. And there's a war priest up there. And there's still sounds of
Would he have
people...
pulled his weapon out beforehand, or?
Yes. Just always assume yes.
Yeah.
Unless you specifically say otherwise.
He comes up here. He's going to get attacked.
Yes, as he approaches
Blink
that
attacks.
kobold, it's ready to attack
Twice or
goes
just
up.
once?
Just by the one, because it's the one that is readied. It gets a +6 to that attack.
What the hell?
It had a +4,
A -2.
a -2, and a new +4.
Okay.
72 against the
That is a 17 + 6 for 23.
That definitely hits.
12 points of damage.
Ouch.
So Sorin steps forward, and it suddenly jerks and attacks and stabs Sorin a little bit.
He's like, I'm not even surprised right now. And he goes to attack. Badly.
Roll to confirm that.
I was getting there.
That confirms it.
Oh no.
Sorin goes to attack the kobold and does not caress this one. Instead, he falls
No, the kobold
into
caressed him.
he falls into the wagon.
Like
So-
you do.
Sorin is now prone in the wagon. Your sword is next to you on the floor. You'll need to spend your next turn grabbing your sword and standing up. The plus is being in the wagon, you're slightly protected from the kobold next to you. But effectively, you are MIA for a turn.
So-and-so can just hear them.
So-and-so, first there was a of a stab, and then Sorin leapt forward to try and attack the piker, and managed to trip and fall up into the wagon with an and disappear into the wagon.
High five team.
What's in the wagon anyway?
Hey,
It's not all that uncomfortable in here.
used hay.
To be honest, he probably isn't bothered by that.
This is definitely used hay. Smells
Nice.
terrible.
Nice.
Cubla makes some annoyed noises because he made it smell worse.
The kobold here on the end here kind of laughs. He will come up here
No. Fine.
and prepare. He will use piker tactics and ready in action. Zenra, it is your turn.
Well, gotta do what I gotta do. So I guess I'll probably right there, and that gives me plenty to cleave.
Yep. There'd be a lot around.
Oh. So
You have
As you step into that space, the kobold piker here swings an attack at you with a +6 on this one.
and remember your weapon is now crazy.
It is a 12 versus AC.
hey, that is nuts.
Oh wait, nope, I hit the wrong button. I was like, why did that not roll any? That's because I rolled the one that is not actually an attack. That's a 22 plus 6.
That wait, 22? Wait, what? 22 plus 6.
That is a 28.
Yep,
Oh,
28. These things hit hard.
yeah, no, that's gonna hit.
12 points of damage.
We die.
It stabs out at you in emotion and stabs you a little bit.
Well, that one right there, he's getting.
You're going after the chieftain?
He's right there in the first arc. That's showing a 19 on mine. Or
Showing a 19 on my screen too.
Okay, we can go with that. I didn't see dice, so they disappeared
Yeah,
on my screen.
It's showing a 19 on my screen as well, so.
Okay, let's go with that.
Okay, yeah.
So what does that make the...
Looks like a 28 to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
that hits.
Yeah, I've got a +9.
Nice retaliatory 28.
I know, right?
So
So,
you slam an attack into the chieftain, and he staggers.
and then it gets cleaved into him.
Damn!
Definitely hit that one.
Okay, what is with the dice?
Yeah, seriously.
It has gone from laughing at Sorin, who did horrible, to bleeding profusely and staggering in an instant.
Okay, I'm really confused with the dice now. Actually, the dice roll says that that roll was an an 8. The
See, an
dice I'm
8.
seeing on my screen are a 19 and a 20.
Yup.
Yeah, I see a 20.
Yeah, it's rolling doubles for some reason.
Why? What the hell?
Buggy, I guess.
Something weird is going on with it. Either way, it hits
It hits.
and hits
Okay.
hard.
Yeah, no. I'll take a hit. And what else is okay, so
Anything else you would like to do?
oh! Okay, hold on. When an attack is made using the star ruler can spend a free action to charge. Okay, so I would like to discharge the effect of the weapon onto the
The agony that Michelle did?
yes, onto the chieftain.
Okay. Looks like a will save.
Yes.
He rolled a 13 will save.
Which would be less than my
So,
my spell AC, so he would be nauseated. So whatever the effect of nauseation is, he is nauseated for...
1d4 plus 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm rolling.
The fun news is, if this
Five.
were against Sorin, he'd get bonuses.
Okay, nauseated. Stomach distress. Nauseated creatures are unable to attack, cast spells, concentrate on spells, or do anything else requiring attention. The only action such a character can take is a single move action per turn.
Who got nauseated?
The chieftain.
The chief! Go
Great.
Will!
Oh!
I love that spell, but I don't have a weapon to use it on, so I'm just like, hi, Zenra! You know?
Well, remember, it also gives that passive intimidate bonus.
So I'm gonna say that you caught him solidly on the head. So as his ears are ringing, the effect takes place, and he's suddenly like bends over in half and dry heaves a few times. As
He is
Sorin's
now-
like, hey, it doesn't smell that bad.
Incidentally, that came out to 5 rounds he's nauseated.
so essentially the rest of the battle.
Yep.
Plus, I guess. Could I do an intimidate?
Sure.
You do have a passive intimidate bonus.
So that's a 29 again. Just
I'm going to say that when you discharge the effect, you no longer get the intimidate bonus.
Is it
Okay, that's fine.
discharged entirely?
Yes.
20%.
That's fine.
So you would have to reapply before it had intimidate
So a
again.
27 instead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
okay,
a 27.
7. Oh no.
Just.
Just a 27.
I never got my tea.
Oh, you forgot about it?
It's upstairs, and so I had to turn the kettle on to boil, so I came back downstairs to make sure that so-and-so wasn't dead, and then I forgot about it.
Oh, well, you should go do it now because I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, great. Tea!
Tea is important, so.
Good night. I have headache. Mia? Hello? Okay. I'd like to point out that Zenra's dice roll, attack roll, and damage roll were the same number on the chat.
Yeah.
And also the intimidate base roll was a 17 too. Does that mean the magic number of the day is 17?
Apparently. Sie würfen das Fortunator so ein... Warte. Da unten?
The next thing I get to do is have Sorin get out of the thing.
No, I am not going to let you bench press a dragon.
Harry turn. Did you say
Oh,
something
okay.
about
Myself
dragons?
back. Dragon?
No, I am not going to let you bench press a dragon.
Is that Zenra?
I suppose that's never doing that.
It's one of the what? It's your player said what?
I figured it was one of those shit my player says kind of deals. Squishables are really fun to spin in the air.
Which one are you doing?
Aki.
Okay.
This.
Ding ding.
You heard it.
Because there's something interesting I'd have to say about, a pagan listening to techno
Lasset
towards
uns
him.
beten.
I should have some tea at some point.
You can come up and make it.
Maybe later.
What DC do we give seducing the horse? 14.
Okay.
Well, it would probably be a fairly low one.
I take a book off the shelf. No trap door opens up. I keep taking books off the shelf. There are no trapdoors in this room whatsoever. So I'm going to keep taking all the books off the shelves.
That's a messy
Is that
pile of
you?
books.
Is that you? Taking all the books?
Totally. I read a funny
Two
one.
people.
I read a funny one recently where it was somebody who had a big dungeon which had all kinds of traps and all kinds of craziness. And in this dungeon at one point, the players came on a room. And the only thing in the room was a small round table with 1 gold coin on it. And the players tried every detect magic, detect trap, detect everything they had. Trap sense, all of it. And the DM kept saying, you don't seem to find anything. You don't seem to detect anything. They spent like half an hour real time. So the rogue finally steps forward and snatches the coin off the table. And the DM says, congratulations, you have 1 gold coin. Because there were no traps in the room. It was just a room with a table and a coin on it.
The one I have here is 2 people failed an assassination attempt on the party, so they chased him and knocked him out. They knew who the first one was, but not the second. They interrogated the second one and mentioned that they knew the name of the first assassin. Second assassin. How did you know his name? The rogue. We figured it out when interrogating him. Assassin. He's not the kind to just give it up that easily. Rogue. We found it when we searched him before he woke up. Assassin. What? Was it written on his underwear or something? Rogue is stumped. Yes? DM. Make a deception check. Rogue. Natural 20. Assassin. I guess he didn't strike me as the type to write his name on his underwear. But you never know.
I got this one's good. This one's good. The tank man just hook up with a top senator for a one-night stand. They're visited by an assassin at night, and they wake up to see the senator struggling with the assailant. I tackle the assailant to the ground. Down. The senator casts a spell and does damage. The assassin misses. It's the player. I attack him successfully. I attack him again. Roll successfully. DM. Okay, you deliver a solid uppercut, and you accidentally take his entire lower jaw off. I immediately propose to the senator. Rolls a nat 20.
Oh my god.
In addition to becoming the new co-hierarch of the kingdom, the tank also has more teeth for her human remains necklace.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
I found it funny, because...
Anyways, I am back. New me, fresh tea.
Tea! You have
I'm
your
not here, so-
priorities straight.
Yep, I do.
I don't know, I just got mead.
Well, that's a solid life choice, too.
Mm-hmm. It's got peaches.
That sounds tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we were at... Everybody just got their shit intimidated out of them. Not literally this time.
This time.
Nobody failed. Inez, it is your turn.
Alright. Inez is going to...
Do your thing.
How high is this wagon?
Probably, I don't know, 4... Not very high.
A 19 would get me on top of it.
Yeah, it's an open wagon.
Okay. So, Inez is going to get up here.
Okay.
Right?
Hi, Inez.
And she's going to get her, burnt arms out, because she's figured out that, dragons are usually involved with kobolds, right?
So far.
Right? She can't speak Draconic. She can understand them, but they cannot understand her.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And so she's going to laugh maniacally and go, line them up, knock them down. And she's got 3 in a line here, and she's going to use her 60-foot fire spurt.
Flamethrower!
Yes.
Use flamethrower.
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
Let's see if it's super effective.
Right, and let's see. I'm just getting the right thing out so it's not special attack. Okay, so it's a breath weapon, so she's literally going to breathe fire like a dragon.
Okay.
Right.
Use flamethrower.
Right.
We're gonna find a new goddess.
It's a 60-foot line.
Okay.
And
Roll for religious
it's a reflex.
conversion.
It's a reflex half. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm at.
I could go to bed now.
Yeah, 2d6 damage,
The pikers rolled an 8, the chieftain rolled a 14.
and none of that beats my spell AC. So, which is a 16 at the moment.
Okay.
So, whatever the damage is, hopefully it's something decent. Yay! They're all on fire.
Whoosh!
And
You have
Inez.
screeches of surprise. The one closest to you is nearly dead.
and Inez is going to jump up on this thing. She's going to soar up, jump up, and go, all shall love me and despair.
Intimidate?
What? Inez?
Roll for religion?
I want to look at something. Look at possibilities.
Do you want me to roll an intimidate? Because Inez totally can.
I'm looking at. You can roll an intimidate if you're trying to terrify them.
I think Inez is just having fun. So if they're scared of Inez having fun because she's 3 feet tall and breathing fire at them, then intimidate would be appropriate. If they think she's awesome, then it's not appropriate.
You can roll a bluff to try to impress them.
Yeah. Inez has a +0 bluff, so it's
Well,
just a D20.
there won't be any bad effects against it.
They'll just think you're crazy.
Which, if they said that, they'd be...
And it's only the chieftain who will understand. Well, I'll have the pikers roll too.
Alright, well, she definitely did very draconic things at 3 feet tall, so I'm going to roll a bluff just in case, because it feels more appropriate, even though intimidate could work, you know?
Yes, maybe it'll work.
Hey!
Wow.
Okay.
That's a solid roll!
That is a solid roll. It doesn't... Between the fact that the pikers don't understand you, and the fact that they rolled a nat 20 but didn't confirm it, they just stare at you. The chieftain, however, rolled a 3. Which is probably better, because you came out of nowhere. You just appeared on the wagon, belched fire, and screamed. And sure, you're small and two-footed, but you're burnt as all heck.
And I mean, I think he's not thinking real clearly anyway. He is the nauseous one.
And he's nauseous.
Fire.
And on
He's
fire.
on fire. He's
And
nauseous.
he goes, "Are you a prophetess of the goddess?" This is in Draconic. This is in Draconic.
Pardon?
This is in Draconic. So,
Right. Well,
so understand. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Nobody else knows what he just said, but he looks up at you. He looks whatever the equivalent of green is for kobolds, and just goes, "Are you a prophetess of the goddess? Do you serve she of the wings?"
Inez, you know that stance Nathan Fillion takes in Dr. Horror's sing-along vlog where he just sticks his hand on his hips and tilts his chin up?
Vaguely. It's been a long time since I've seen.
It's the power stance of, leg apart, chin up, hands on hips.
Uh-huh.
Right? Inez goes, "Yes."
Okay. He is going to jump out of order as his eyes go wide. And he hisses at everybody to stand down. We cannot fight the prophetess of the goddess. They all look confused, and the pikers hold their pikes up, and he's like, "Stand the fuck down, you slugs!"
Slugs.
Yes, I do remember what it was. The war priest just looks ready to face palm, but he does not lead. This is not his thing, and he's going to see how this happens. So
So-and-so is just in the background muttering to himself, "Dumb shit."
So they back up, and at this point, you guys have an option. You can continue fighting. If you do, the pikers will turn against the chieftain, ignore what he says, and keep fighting regardless. But they are caught off guard at the moment and backing away, while the chieftain looks at Inez with simultaneous nausea and religious fervor.
Roll for religion.
I mean, honestly, at this point, he is entirely convinced that the nausea is a miracle sent to announce the arrival of the prophetess.
Oh God. So, can I do something for dramatic? Oh no, I don't want to do it, but I do want to do it. Oh, never mind.
Well, what is it?
None of you know I have it, so
I'm just me personally as myself. I'm gonna say, hey, do it.
Inez. Okay, well, yeah, no, hang on. I will direct message you, and you can tell me what you think.
Okay.
Yawns loudly.
Did you say yawn slowly or yawn loudly?
Loudly.
Because you kind of did both. That is a possibility.
Yeah. Inez's bluff is not strong, though.
It is not. She got lucky this time. However, the chieftain will fail automatically.
Yep.
You need to decide if she will, in the rush of excitement, do it, or if part of her will be like, I think I would rather keep this secret.
Yeah, I know. That's legit. She's warring in my head because she's had this awesome moment, and she's just like, I could make it more, but also it is hers.
I mean, if she wants to keep bluffing, I'm sure that at least Sword is going to back her up. He'd add his roll to hers.
I'm
I remember
pretty
there
sure
being a thing.
Sorin will not back Inez on this.
You never know.
You could be impressed. He is the one sitting in used hay.
Yeah.
His decision making is probably a bit confused.
Abysmal.
So long as it doesn't involve carving a head.
At Inez and be like, yes, this is a good thing for you to have.
It is completely up to you.
Oh.
I can tell you that
Oh, no.
at least for Darvan, if he finds that out, he will be concerned, but it's not like he'll get angry at her. He will not be surprised.
Okay. No, I've got this, alright? So, where is everybody in relation to Inez? Hang on a second, I need to measure something.
The most everybody is
like
within
below.
20 feet.
Yep. Okay, so farthest person is within 25 feet. So Inez, instead of bluffing, she's going to do something else, but she is going
Adin
to use
is there, or are you talking about the enemies?
the enemies.
Here's this dude.
I'm just going to check how long this is. Yeah, it has
think-
to be within 30 feet for presence of dragons.
I think everybody is.
Okay, so Inez is going to manifest presence of dragons, right? So this reinforces the dragon thing here.
Okay.
Right, and what this does is... I'm just trying to remember whether it's a will or reflex save. It's a will save against my 16. If they fail it, they're shaken for 2d6.
I'm going to give the chieftain a -5. Everybody, all the rest of them will get a -2 because of what he has said.
Alright. So, it's against 16.
The chieftain gets a 15.
Okay.
The pikers all get 10. The war
Alright.
priest gets 17.
Okay, so
No,
the war
20. The war priest gets
the war-
20.
The war priest is unimpressed, but Inez is going to get out a dragon egg and yell, "Behold the second coming!"
Well, she's going to pull out an egg that
Okay,
looks
yes.
very large that nobody
Yes.
knows she had. I will say
Yes.
to the party. It looks like it could be a
What?
dragon egg.
Yep.
That would be the first thing it appears to be.
I want her to say something like, "Do not impede the prophecy." You know, she's being silly now at this point.
Dare not stop the prophecy of the approaching second coming of the true goddess.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
Yes.
Can Sword roll a knowledge nature to see if he knows what the egg is?
Sure. So I'm gonna say the reason that the war priest is
Mushroom
not
spirits.
fooled. It is not mushroom spirits. As far as you can tell, you'll have to look at it more closely. It appears to be a dragon egg or something very similar. It is not just an egg-shaped rock, and it is not a mushroom spirit's egg. Because apparently
It
those
is.
come in eggs.
Did you know? It's not a mushroom spirit egg.
Shut up!
She's like,
I'm doing something here!
it's like, shh! Do not ruin my appearance! So,
Only one!
Not
Do not
thinking real
question the
clearly right now.
prophecy!
so the war priest succeeds because he's a kobold priest. He's like, the fuck you talking about, prophetess? The chieftain actually drops down to his knees and bows before you. Head,
We're
like,
not sure if this he's be worshipping or not.
probably both.
Inez accepts this adulation like it's her due and goes, "Begone from this place, and let us take the sacrifice for ourselves."
So the pikers uncertainly drop down to one knee. The war priest is doing the kobold equivalent of a face palm.
Is the Kobold War Priest in Picard facepalm mode?
Pretty much. He's like, oh my good fucking lord, dragon.
Can I do a sense motive, please?
Sure.
Alright, I'm not certain this will work, but, she's going to do a sense motive on the War Priest.
Does she want to figure out if it's nausea or not?
No,
the War Priest. What is she trying to sense motive? That'll tell me what to roll.
She feels that since he hasn't knelt down, he doesn't believe her, so I don't really need, if you go, yeah, he doesn't believe her, I don't need nuance for her to do the next thing.
Honey.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me save my damn cat from the dog.
I'm not even gonna roll. I'm gonna say that that's pretty damn obvious.
She's going to
he does not believe.
Point at him and go, "Lo, the unbeliever! Woe shall come upon him! Turn him from your ranks!"
He's just like, the fuck?
Adin is staring at Inez.
The chieftain snarls, points at the war priest, and sends the pikers out to kill him.
Yes!
So they charge off after him. The war priest goes, "Oh, what the fuck!" and basically beats feet.
Flying hell!
Shut up! It's working!
So he sends the majority of the pikers out.
So,
Cubla comes out of stealth and just snarls.
Inez, you just got rid of her
Nobody can
lunch.
understand her, but she just yelled something along the lines of, "But my lunch!" Actually, she can understand language. Can she understand Cubla right now?
Comprehend languages?
Comprehend language?
I think...
But it should work with animals. That's a druid thing.
Yeah, speak with animals is the equivalent.
Right.
Aww.
Yeah, so sadly, Inez would understand.
Loud. Very loud.
I will say, though, Sorin, you have spent enough time with Cubla. You know what that means. And Darvan actually has a suspicion.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
And what?
Darvan has a suspicion as he watches the kobolds run. And Cubla appears and snarls. He's like, oh.
Actually.
He's like, oh.
Yeah, Cubla materialized.
Inez is gonna yell after the retreating kobolds, "Blessings of the second coming of the goddess on you!"
So, the chieftain sent most of the kobolds. He kept one here. And he still looking nauseous. He has one hand against his chest and a salute kind of thing. And he was like, "Great prophetess, after my men have taken care of the unbeliever, what shall we do next?
Inez is going to climb down off of the thing and put her hand on him and say, "My son, go back to your people and bear witness to what you have seen today. Tell them that the second coming is upon them."
But what?
Okay.
But what of the blue goddess?
Pardon?
But what of the blue goddess? She who we have served.
And Inez sits there and tries to look saintly for a minute while she thinks furiously and is like, "This is the child of the blue goddess. She has sent this as a gift to your people." I have run out of ideas.
I need to read a thing real quick.
What the absolute flying?
I'm starting a religion. Shut up.
Sorin's still in the wagon. He's. I'm personally picturing that he got a little startled by getting half his health lopped off in one go, so he's a little bit loopy. There's a reason the mushroom spirits came out again.
And why did Inez on the saying of the second coming is upon them remind me immediately of J. Edgar Hoover in Clue.
The chieftain kind of bows his head a little and he says, "Great prophetess, if that is the child of the blue goddess, will you need the amulet?"
Oh god. Can I roll a knowledge religion check just in case I know something?
Roll that and a perception check.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. I will remind you that as you guys approached, you guys saw the various pike kobolds, you saw the chieftain with plate armor and a battle axe, and you saw the war priest with a mace and a holy symbol of Tiamat around his neck.
Cool. I just sent him to die, so, you know.
Yes.
Nope. I know nothing, so I'm going to have to bullshit.
You did notice the amulet, and you think that's what he was talking about?
But Inez has got this. Inez has got this. She goes, "My son, the time has not yet come for her child to be born. At that time, we will return for the amulet."
He looks a little confused, but he goes, "So you do not wish to visit the goddess? For without the amulet, one cannot visit the goddess."
Inez says, "We are meant to bring the truth to all her people." So, the sense is, not quite yet. We're on a pilgrimage. Yeah, absolutely.
He nods a little bit.
Inez is trying to start the Mormon Draconic Church.
He shakily gets to his feet, and with the help of the piker, bows again, and heads out after the other pikers.
Yes! Inez successfully social situation.
By accident.
Successfully taken social action by complete accidental bullshit.
Sorin's like, "Can someone give me a hand to get out of here?"
Inez carefully puts the egg away. She's like, "Well, that worked. I have absolutely no idea if they understood what I was saying or not."
Are we out of turn order now?
Yes. Darvan sidles up. I'm sure so-and-so will help him out.
Aiden leans over and helps Sorin up.
Thank you.
Darvan sidles over to Inez. "Hey, where'd you get the egg? Also, Sorin, which part of the wagon are you getting out of? I need to know precisely what spot you're getting out of the wagon at."
He's getting out toward the... Which side's the back? Anyway.
You can get off any spot surrounding the wagon.
I was just picturing he'd, like, get out the back.
Okay.
Actually, no, maybe he gets out the side and steps on a wheel or something. I don't know.
Just show me where you're going. I need to know precisely where. Because it's been less than 5 rounds.
Yes, he gets out on the last route.
I just need to see where you're getting out.
Yes,
And
he's
what-
getting on the last route.
And what you do from there.
Yes, he gets out on the blast room.
Yes, he's getting out on the blast route.
Okay, so he gets out, he hops down, and immediately the square erupts with lightning.
What the heck, Darvan?
Inez is like,
Actually, no, he's not thinking properly. He's like, watch your ears.
So that is 2d6 plus 2. 8 points of damage. Lightning damage.
Inez turns to Darvan and goes, "Instead of wondering where I get dragon eggs, you should wonder where you put blast runes."
He's like, "I know exactly where I put it, and I made sure to gesture so that people could see where it was. It's not my fault that somebody jumped out into the one spot that it was.
She makes a face at him like, this is exactly what happens with burning buildings too, but doesn't say anything.
He makes a face at her that's like, the building wasn't on fire when I went in it. They've had this argument so many times they don't even have to verbalize it.
Yes. Anyway.
Loud cat noises.
Saying it's a Lily and Mark classic conversation.
Yes.
Loud cat noises. Very loud.
Inez, there's a cat right next to you sounding very angry.
Angry cat noises.
Like, what do you
Kind
want?
of equally at both of them.
I've never started a religion before.
The eyes are very judgmental at both Darvan and Ines.
And more so Inez, because Inez, does Cubla realize that Inez caused food to run away?
Yes.
Yeah.
She said it in common. So-and-so.
Like, it has a good enough knowledge of common to figure out that she was talking random crap that was weird and caused them to run away.
So-and-so, they're all gone. You're not sure what just happened, but they're all gone. However, Sorin, you heard him get stabbed, and he saw him fall, and now you heard him yell as you hear
Something
electrical
about mushroom
noises.
spirits.
Yeah, mushroom spirits.
So-and-so comes running over. My love! Are you alright?
No, the mushroom spirits have it in for me. He looks very bad right now, by the way. He is mostly dead right now.
He's covered in gross straw.
He has like this nasty stab wound.
So does
Probably
so-and-so.
splinters.
Electrical burns.
And looks burnt a little bit.
Hey, Darvan?
Cubla, so-and-so is bleeding and is the only kobold left in the area.
She's more angry at Darvan.
Yes, Aiden?
Nice lightning bolt. I was standing right there when it went off.
That
Inez
was
is gonna go-
not my intention. I thought the war priest would come after me.
No, I'm not saying... I'm saying nice lightning bolt.
Oh, thank you.
So-and-so, Inez is gonna walk up to the house, bang on the door, and yell, "Hey! I started a religion to get you out of there!"
You hear from the inside, go away! We don't trust you!
I mean, kobolds are gone.
There's a long
Aiden.
silence.
Aiden walks
Are they?
over.
Well, most of them are.
Sorin,
Inez is like,
in
well,
a
it's
medium tone of voice, it's like, so-and-so, put your hood back on.
Well, if so-and-so went over to Sorin, he's over behind the wagon.
We convinced the kobolds to leave.
There's a moment, and then the door cracks open. How did
You
you
see-
do that?
Inez puts her hands on her hips again and goes.
Ask the short one.
Inez puts her hands on her hips again and does the Nathan Fillion stance and goes, "I started a religion."
Poking his head out the door is a young, tall dragonborn who kind of eyes all of you. He's not
Inez-
sure if you guys are better or worse than the kobolds.
Inez is instantly
It's fun.
fascinated. She goes, "Are you related to dragons?"
Not exactly.
Disappointed face.
Sort of, kind of.
Hopeful
Have
face?
have you not run into Dragonborn before?
No. To be fair, I also lived underground for a very long time.
I'm not surprised.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
So, since he's looked around and it seems safe, he thinks, he's kind of taken aback when he sees Saerenrae, and he's like, is she part of your group?
Yeah.
Yes.
Saerenrae is awesome.
Okay. He fully unbarricades the door and opens it.
For
And-
official nonsense. I forgot. Still no.
Oh, still poison. I'll say that you it wears off. You're good.
Okay.
You can take 10 and resist it, basically. So he and his young wife, who is obviously pregnant, kind of sidle out from the door. He keeps her behind him, just in case, and they're ready to dart back into the house if anything happens. But they have come out of the house and are looking at all of you warily. And he's like, it is convenient timing that you came right as we were under attack.
Yeah, it happens.
What brings
My
you...
sword has managed to come out and kind of waves at them.
Lord Tuanek. We visited with Lord Tuanek the other day.
Oh!
And he mentioned you are having bandit problems.
Oh, are you the mercenaries that he sent for? Darvan
Kind
is going to use... Hold on, let me close some of the kobold character sheets. Well, you know, in the past you guys have turned social things into battles, and you just turned a battle into a social thing. That's all.
Yeah.
Where is my inflict so I can see? I need to see how much
I heal with your
I
inflict.
heal. So Darvan will poke Sorin with the wand of inflict light wounds. 1d8 plus 1 point per caster level, which at this point is 4. Are we 4th or 5th?
Fourth.
4th.
So 1d8 plus 4.
Poke. Poke.
So he pokes Sorin and heals him 5, and he's like that, and then he kind of shakes the wand because it didn't seem to work very well, and pokes him again. He like gives it a weird look, and he's like, "Did I get a faulty wand?" Pokes him again.
Someone's like, darn it, mushroom spirits.
Okay, 20 points of healing. It's probably pretty good.
I believe that gets him mostly full. I don't remember how much you have specifically, dude. How much do you have? How much health do you have, dude?
He took 12 and then 8 and then healed 20.
Okay, yeah.
So that ought to
he is
even it out. And then he
he's
will
back to full.
channel energy to heal the living, which is
So and so.
2d6 plus 2.
Where is... There he is.
2d6 plus 2, I believe.
Okay.
Come on. Two d6. Just 2d6. Next level it'll be 3d6.
Yay!
Wow, that's a 5 again. So he's disgusted with the wand, puts out his hands, and it does exactly the same kind of thing. And he's like, "What the?" And he kind of shakes his hands,
Mushroom spirits,
and does it again. And he's like, "Shut up about the mushroom spirits." And he goes, "Okay, whatever." So everybody other than Sorin heals 10.
Sorin mutters under his breath. Still think it's mushroom spirits.
You shut up about the mushroom spirits.
Yep.
I think he hit his head going into the wagon.
Probably.
There's like a concussion going on.
So the Dragonborn couple is kind of standing in the doorway right here. And they said they had asked if you guys were the mercenaries.
Kind of.
The ones that the Lord sent for? We've had a couple of other groups come by and ask questions, but we never saw a sign of them again.
That's hopeful.
Would you like some refreshments? I'm sure that sounded like an intense battle. And we can answer any questions that you have.
And this is like, mostly it was just me shouting at them. Ridiculous nonsense.
They do introduce themselves. The husband is named Ituek, and the wife is named Simdet. Simdet kind of excuses herself, goes into the house, comes out a few minutes later with some rough-made pottery cups for enough for everybody, a glass of, or a large pitcher of a fairly plain but not terrible ale, and then a box with a jar with some pickled eggs, and she quietly says, I have some leftover bread and peach preserves as well if you would like. I
Sounds like, oh, I'm fine. I'm
I
good.
just did not have hands to go get them. But if you'd
Ines,
like, I could bring
Does
them
Sorin
out.
still have the jerky that they made?
Yeah.
Is it still good? He's like, don't worry, I have something. He pulls out the jerky, passes it around. It's a very rough jerky, but because it didn't get to do the full thing. But
So there is food. There's you can makeshift some seats from boxes and stuff around, or fence logs that have not been made into fences, that kind of thing. And you guys can question them if you'd like. If you have specific questions, or if you just kind of want to ask them general stuff, or ask about things in the area.
Sorin's busy feeding
Ines will
Cubla.
want to ask more about the bandit activity in the area, largely
Okay.
because what she's been doing over her downtime. That was what she wanted to do.
Okay.
Harry?
Yeah.
We're not doing any more battle tonight, right?
No.
I'm probably going to duck out for this social. I've kind of got a headache, so...
Okay, so Adin will just kind of listen, we'll say,
Aiden will listen and note.
and probably wink at Simdet.
No, he's out of kobolds, he's out of not taking kobolds to wink at and confused.
Okay, so he'll just like play with something. He'll turn a
His
couple of
scarf.
pieces. He'll turn a couple of pieces of scrap wood into a fidget spinner and play with it.
With using prestidig.
Yep, prestidigitation. So I'll kind of fill you in on what you guys learn later.
Okay.
Okay, have fun.
I'll read the summary, but I've just got a headache, so
Yeah, that's
That's
fine.
fine.
see ya.
Bye.
Okay, so if you guys have any questions, otherwise they can just start talking and you can ask questions as they talk. You said Inez was going to ask about...
The bandit activity, largely because she feels like there's conflicting stories about the bandit activity, because every time she seems to find bandits, they're not actually bandits.
Or things that aren't bandits are bandits.
Exactly.
Well,
So-
Edoek does most of the talking. He says that they aren't sure if it's bandits or not. Well, it's a small farm. They raise a lot of chickens and eggs. They've got a couple of cows and they're starting to raise goats, right? Simdet kind of smiles shyly and she says, I make a little extra money on the side by making pickled eggs and peach preserves. We sell them to the soldiers. They military issue hardtack is kind of boring after a while, so it's a niche, make a little extra. They've been here for 3 years, though they just barely finished building their house last year. Both of them were in the military for a couple of years before settling here, and they used their savings, plus a gift from their parents, to start the farm. It wasn't long after they finished their house, though, that they noticed something was stealing their livestock, and they were the first one to report the livestock disappearing. They noticed that something was getting to their chickens first. This happened several times, a few days apart. Ituek started setting traps and snares, like you would to catch foxes or other predators, but so far nothing's worked. The traps just haven't gone off. A few days ago, one of their cows disappeared, too. However, the fence wasn't damaged, and the gate was still locked. And there was nothing left of the cow, so it's not like a fox got in and killed the cow and ate it, because there would be evidence of that.
Inez, being what Inez is, a small flying dragon lover, goes, "Have you considered dragons?"
Excuse me, sir, have you considered our Lord and Savior dragons?
Maybe it was mushroom spirits. What if someone can smack him?
Ituek kind of blinks a little bit, and he's like, well, there's never been any dragons in the area before.
Inez is like, no, there's totally a dragon around here somewhere. Have you considered dragons?
I mean, I suppose it's possible. Judging by very recent circumstances, I would probably bet kobolds, though.
Inez was like, I think the kobolds just wanted to sacrifice you to a dragon.
He shrugs. He's like, I don't know anything for sure. I know where these guys came from, the kobolds, but today was the first time we've actually seen anybody or anything. And I mean, I wouldn't have thought a dragon, because it'd be kind of hard for a dragon to swoop in and take a single chicken. Because at first it was just a single chicken at a time, and then a couple, and then a cow. If it had started with cows, I would have thought about it, but wouldn't a dragon have just taken all of the chickens in one gulp?
What about a tiny dragon?
Inez looks at so-and-so, and she goes, "Hey, so-and-so, can you write something in Draconic that we can stick on this house that says, 'Blessed by the prophetess, do not disturb'?"
What she's saying, right after she said his name, Sorin was going, "Shh, shh, stop, it is."
Ituek looks confused, and he looks around. He doesn't know who Inez is talking to, and he's like, "Blessed by the prophetess?"
Inez is like, "I spouted a whole lot of bullshit to get the kobolds to go away. Like, a whole lot of bullshit, but I don't think they'll be back."
That is
Sadly.
good news, if it's true.
Inez is like, "How do you feel about me starting a religion?"
If it makes our house safe, I suppose I am all for it.
Cool. Well, yeah.
Darvan just kind of shakes his head a little bit. He says, "Wait, did you mention that you saw which direction these kobolds came from?" And Ituek nods. "Yes, I did. I can show you that if you'd like." And he kind of gestures towards one direction, heading off into the woods away from the pathway. Was there anything else we could answer for you?
And I was like, are the kobolds the only other group you've seen around here, or are there, like, different types of bandits? Or
They're the only ones that we know of so far, but he glances at his wife, who kind of shrugs a little bit, and he goes, I know that some of the other people in the, we are not the only ones to have reported problems. I don't know if some of our neighbors, so to speak, have information on anything else.
Can you give us directions to some of your neighbors who've also reported problems so that we can, try to get a cohesive story together?
Oh, I can do that. And Simdet says, I could tell you some about them too if you'd like.
Very helpful.
We've met most of them.
Inez is like, you might have noticed, I'm not actually a really great talker. I'm just short.
Darvan kind of rolls his eyes a little bit but doesn't say anything. And he goes, wait a minute. House? I beg? Are there more than just the two of you? Both of them kind of flush a little bit. It's like, well, yes, it's just the two of us right now. But we're hoping the farm grows. We'll have children and their children will have children and expand and grow the farm until we're and they're just kind of mumbling and looking sheepish, and Itouk just kind of clears his throat and he's like, so, which neighbor would you like to hear about first?
And Sorin's like, oh, that's a cute idea for your name. To call yourself a house before you're really, big enough for a house. Well, I mean, you do have a house.
Sorin is not real good at the social thing, is he?
Mountain, 50 years.
So-and-so's almost better.
Probably has a concussion.
Possibly. So-and-so's next to him, head up, hood up, kind of looking him over, making sure he's okay, and trying to get Cubla to stop sniffing at his tail.
Sorin fed Cubla.
But she didn't get to eat kobold.
Cubla, stop. Cubla. Oh, Cubla.
Itouk starts to look in so-and-so's direction since he's hearing a little bit of a commotion. And he looks curiously at the only one who's still wearing a hood.
Sorin's like, he's self-conscious about his appearance.
So-and-so just kind of nods.
And Darvan's like, anyways, why don't you tell us about one of your neighbors?
Each one has now had the ability to say something along those lines.
And Simdet is like, well, probably the somebody look at the note and pick one of them to hear about first. The handout that I gave you guys. The halfling.
Bolt.
Pickaxe Polt.
Yeah.
Oh, Pickaxe Polt is really nice. He doesn't seem to have any family to look after him. He's. I've been trying to convince him to move in with us when he's no longer able to take care of himself well enough. He's actually out of town right now. He's helping with some kind of mining project in the Underdark. So, well, he's not even there. I guess you could go and look around his farm and see if you can see any signs of predation over there, like there has been here, but I don't know how much you'll find over there. It's also about equidistant from this place to the rest of them, so it's not like one of them is closer than the others.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hear about Dernth or the Bardricks next?
The Bardricks.
Itouk kind of laughs a little bit. He's like, well, they do know a lot about farming, and about farming, we hope to learn from them, but they should really think about building some better fencing and fortifying their house. Just being watchful isn't enough when you live outside the walls of the city. And I mean, we were perfectly fine. We had a backup plan, too. But I'm not sure that they would have the same luck that we did.
So I'm hearing we should go rescue their stupid asses.
He kind of blinks, taken aback, and he's like, well, I don't know if anything's wrong. I just... They have
if
very
we
good
get there,
farms.
there will be something wrong, and we will have to rescue their stupid asses very ineptly, but we will do it, and everybody will be like, how the fuck do you even work together? And we will shrug.
Inez
And one of us will end up almost dead.
Inez would be very good at CinemaSins. And then Simdet speaks up again about Dernth, and she's like, it is very odd that he lives by himself, and he keeps a lot of company with adventurers. No offense intended. He trades in gems, so he
We're weird. We know it.
He trades in gems. He must be pretty wealthy, even though he has a simple lifestyle. His home is well kept, don't you think, dear? Yes, very defensible. There's something odd about him, though. He seems nice enough, but I have always felt like he's odd. I don't think he's odd. I think he's very nice. That's your opinion. They seem to disagree a little bit about him. But they both agree that, you know, he likes to visit. He's not a grumpy old guy living by himself. He will talk to any adventurer that comes past. They tell you all this, and they're like, there's not really anything else that we can tell you. That's about everything that I know. And Itoek kind of looks at you all, and he's like, I am very grateful that you came by at that time. Even if we had been able to get away, which I'm sure we could have, we would have lost a great deal. So you have saved us a lot of trouble, for which I thank you. And if you were ever passing by this way again, you know, we don't have anything we can give you as a reward, but you are always welcome to stay with us.
Inez is like, we shall attempt to be the adventurers who came back, since that seems to be a problem around here.
Itoek kind of laughs, and he's like, from what I've heard, yes. The first group went around and talked to many people and never reported to the Lord, and the second group came around and talked to a bunch of people and never reported back, and hopefully we do see you again. I would hate to think that you would join the ranks of the others who have disappeared.
And Inez goes, well, thank you for your hospitality. I guess we have to go out and convert more heathens now.
Sounds like, could you guys use some meat? Stag meat? We have lots still.
We do.
I would not want to take rations that you need for yourselves.
No, this will probably go bad before we can eat it. Even with Saerenrae.
Well, anything that you do not think you could use, we would gladly take. We would trade. We have, and Simdet goes back and comes out. She's got a box with a variety of things. She's got some jars of the aforementioned peach preserves. Anything that's left of the pickled eggs she brought out earlier, she kind of put in a little container that would travel nicely, and she's got some jars of...
Does she have any alchemical ingredients Inez could use?
As you describe them to the couple, they kind of look confused and shake their heads. It's a very simple farm. But if you guys see anything like that on their land, you are welcome to it.
And it's like, it's fine. I'm resigned to the fact that my lifestyle is expensive.
Someone's like, hey, I'm trying.
You are. We'll get there one day.
Yep. So they'll trade some various little.
Sorin kind of trades carefully to get some good food for them so that they can eat things that are more interesting, because he still kind of has a little bit of annoyance with Darvan and his whole let's have some real food the other day.
Yeah.
She's got a little tiny jar of honey, and some jars of mead, peach preserves, and some pickled eggs kind of thing. She carefully bundles up some fresh eggs too. She goes and picks them out of the hen house. And she says, you'll want to cook those relatively soon.
Really quickly.
Yeah, they'll probably go with some of the meat that we still have.
So she presses a bunch of gifts on you. And then they bid you farewell and good luck. At this point, you need to decide where you're going to go next.
To the ones who are going to be imminently destroyed.
Yeah, the Bardricks we should probably check on them since it sounds like they're the other one that might have issues.
Yup.
Is it everybody agreed for the Bardricks?
Yup.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are going to head towards the Bardricks. That is the end of this session. We will do them and what happens there the next time.
Wahaha.
I assume we left the horses by the Drake.
Yeah, so you guys can travel on the horses. Depending on what happens there, probably after their place, it will be late enough to rest for the night.
Fair enough. We can do it.
I'm going to stop the recording now, so say goodbye, world.
Bye, world!